Alright, there we go. Alright, want to make sure we're live. I got the chat pulled up. Alright, I need to get comfy in my chair. And I gotta tweet this out. Or share this on the community tab. And I got to delete the other one. Alright, let's launch our current, our last project that we did back in December. And just hit the open button. I'm gonna go grab the website link. Random capture properties. Alrighty. I got some things printed out that I like to cover in this month's Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. I'm gonna show you all how to do simple AI, create a player flashlight, do the functionality for the flashlight battery. How to variables for the AI and creating the AI. So I don't mind fans, so it's interference. There we go. Alright. Not much. Wow, Kelly. I wonder what's taking so damn long for this down. For the engine to pop up. Well, I got things to cover for this month's Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. How to create the AI, simple AI. Create the variables for the AI. Create the player flashlight and the functionality for the battery. And set up the variables. That's all I'm going over for this month. I'm going to do the Unreal Engine 4 tutorials once a month. And the Unity 3D tutorials twice a week. So that's going to be in effect starting this month. So the Unity 3D tutorials will drop next week. One on Monday, one on Wednesday, every month. I gotta use the men's room real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just wanting to see, checking the percentage of the project. It's going up 73%. Later on in the series, I'm going to show everybody how to set up the environment, add post-processing, all that, a bunch of other good stuff. And later, I'll show them how to package the game. Nope. Alright. Probably I should have launched both projects up. Get reference. I think it was on the event tick. I gotta look at that. Shut up. I'm pretty sure it's on the event tick. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh wait a minute. I know it's event tick, but there's another node that I used. Oh shit. Now why do you say that? This thing is slow as hell. I don't know why I was getting him blank screen, but let's put an image up. There we go. There, I got something on. Wait a minute. But I gotta practice on doing that. On. Alright, let me try this one. Make sure I got everything I need. Clear flashlight stamina. Stamina, flashlight battery functionality. The setup for the functionality. Set the AI. Show up in a minute. Start working on the damn lighting. What is this at now? 95%. Almost loaded, then we're getting right into it. Creating the player flashlight. The flashlight is first. Alright, it's launching up. So, which means I gotta go to my properties. Should show up anytime soon. Where's my lucky number hit? Oh, shit. What the fuck did I do with my hat? Can't live stream without a hat. Want to live stream with a hat. Not hatless. Oh, there's my hat. Oh my god. Alright. New plugins. What plugins did Alright. Let's get rid of image 5. Let's get right into the Unreal Engine. Alright, gotta work on this. Shift. There we go, that should work. Alright, so we're gonna work on the Unreal Engine. Our secure client is an encryption plugin, a C++ system designed to provide initial anti-cheat compatibility for PC games developed. Oh, secure client UE4, huh? Alright, so let me make sure we're on the Unreal Engine. Alright, we're good. Alright, we gotta create the player flashlight. It's the first one. It's on our list. So I right click in the viewport. WASD keys. Alright, so we need to go to our blueprints. The third person character. Because we gotta do the flashlight in the third person character. I gotta get some better lighting. The light bulb I'm using is this one right here. The LED light bulb, warm white. It's not the best, but it's worth. Where's our third person character? Alright, there we go. Alright, last time. What we did the last time? I know it's been December since the last time. We did the player hunger, we did the player sprint, we did the player stamina functionality. Oh, the sequence node, that was what it was called. It's on the event ticked in the sequence node. Alright, now we're gonna create the player flashlight, so we're gonna find some empty space. I'll say right here, right click. Oh, first we're gonna create the input for this. So we're gonna go to our edit, project settings. I'll share this on Twitter. Make sure this gets noticed. Live. Instead of live, I put love. Alright, that's tweeted out. Alright. Let's control. Name this to Scary Raven Studios. That's my company. And we're gonna go, and once the project settings launched up in the window mode, we're gonna go to on our left hand side where all the settings are. We're gonna scroll down to see input, which is right here. Input, click that. For action mappings, we're gonna hit the plus icon to add a new action mapping. We're gonna name this one to flashlight. And from the drop down menu, there's Android, Xbox One, Steam, PS4, a bunch of others. Right now, teach you all the basic ones, which is the keyboard. We're gonna use the F for flashlight. So since we got that set up, we can exit out the project settings. Now we're gonna add. Oh, and next we're gonna add put some variables in. On our left hand tab in the third person character editor, we'll use this variables. Add a variable, the plus button to add a variable. And we're going to name this one to is flashlight on spelling. And we need to keep it as a boolean because we want to check whether or not the flashlight is on or off. So we're going to compile this to confirm the settings. And the tooltip I'm going to put in here. Check if flashlight is on / off. Alright, we're going to compile that one now. Alright, now we can right click on some big empty space. We're going to right click on input flashlight. When the player presses the flashlight key, which is that button, it's gonna toggle the flashlight on. When the player releases the hits the F key again, it's gonna. Once the player releases this, we're gonna check and see where it's off. That's when the sequence node comes in. So on the pressed, we're gonna add click and drag out the node execution point, and we're gonna type in. We're gonna add in a branch node because we want to check to see if the player hit the F key to toggle on the flashlight. So we're gonna drag our variable that we just created, drag and drop. We want to get and just hook it up to the condition, because it's going to check whether if the flashlight is on or off. Before we continue any further, we're going to go to the viewport under the third-person character. On the components panel up here, we're going to add a component, and we're going to add a spotlight. We're going to name this one flashlight. We're going to change this one to 50,000. And we want to make sure what did I just do? We'll try. And we're going to find our parent socket. Try to pull it out. And we're going to disable the snapping. And our parent socket. We're going to hit the magnifying glass. Should. I was not doing it. Come on, bitch. This goes up. And we're going to go in here. Do it like that for now. Compile that. Save. Right now back to our event graph. From the true side, drag out the true, then type in set visibility, get a reference for a flashlight, then we're going to drag our variable, this flashlight on, and we want to set it. Because when the player hits that F key, it's going to toggle it on. So from the execution pin, drag it to set visibility and tick this flashlight on. If you take it, it's going to set it to true. And now, when you copy this, copy the branch, Control C, Control V on the keyboard, drag this down, and this branch is going to hook to the false side. So if it's false, we're going to run a check and see from condition, drag it out. We want integer is greater than 0. So, and we need to create in our variable for this one. So back to our variables tab, hit the plus icon for add variable. We'll name this one player battery. Alright, this one for the player battery, we're gonna set this to an integer because it's gonna check where, because the battery from the flashlight is gonna, when the player has it on too long, it will drain out the battery. So we want to take away away from the player battery. So we're gonna call this one and we're gonna set this to player battery to 100 and compile this again because we want the player to have 100% of battery life. Alright, now we're gonna drag our player battery and want to get, do not set, and we want to drag from the pin to the top because we want to check, see where the player battery, where the flashlight is greater than 0. It's gonna check the player battery, see if it's either right at 0 or it's greater than 0. Then we're gonna copy this right here. Just click and drag, left click and drag, Control C, Control V, right there. This needs to be dragged down. If it's false, when the player hits the F key again, it's gonna toggle it off. So when untick is flashlight on, one we just copied, and we're gonna put a comment. Click and drag on all of the code. But just hit C on your keyboard. It will bring up a comment box. We're gonna type this one, flashlight, or player flashlight. Hit enter, because using comments on your lines of code and Unreal Engine will help you which code you're trying to go after when you go update your game. So we're gonna compile this one more time. Let's give this a go. Hit play. So all this code right here is going to tell the engine if the player hits the F key or not. So we hit the F key. It was working earlier. So now we got to set up the functionality. So if we go over here to our sequence node. So let me get this out of the way. From then to I want to drag this down to, now we're gonna add a branch for this one. And we should reject this out too. Right, well, now we're gonna check add a branch to check whether or not the player, whether the flashlight is on. So from our variables, grab is flashlight on. We want to get it, hook it up to the condition, because it's gonna check where the player hits the F key once to turn on and hits it again to turn it off. So we need a reference is flashlight on. Then from our true side, we're going to add another branch. And now this time we'll get a reference to the player battery. So from condition, we want to do integer is greater than B. A is greater than B. So we're going to grab our player battery. We want to get it and drag it to the top, because we want to check to see whether the player battery is greater than 0. So from our true side of things, on the true, we're going to add a delay of 0.2 seconds. If it's true, we want to set the player battery. That's when the set player battery comes in. We want to set the player battery, hook it up to the delay, and from the player battery node, you want integer minus integer. I'm going to subtract 1 from it, and grab our player battery. Want to get it, then drag this off to the side a little bit, hook it up to A. Now, if it's true, if the player hits the F key once to turn on the flashlight, it's going. If it's true, it's going to run this little node, this little line of code. It's going to take away 1 from the player battery, which is going to subtract from 100 to 1. So that's all set for the true side. Now, if it's false, then when the battery hits 0, below 0, this is when the false comes in. From false, we want to toggle visibility, the flashlight, and we're going to bring this down here. And now, in this one, we're going to drag out the execution pin, and we're going to grab our is flashlight on. We're going to set it just like that, and we're going to turn it off. So if the player hits the flashlight once, it's going to run this little. If it's true, it's going to run into a little delay. It's going to take away 1 from the player battery. Once it's greater to 0 from the battery, it's going to run this. It's going to run this right here. So if we compile this now, and make sure we're going to add a comment to this one. Comment player. Let me scroll. Flashlight battery functionality. There we go. Y'all can add like a death screen or an endgame screen. It's up to y'all, but we're not gonna do that. Right, now if we compile this now and test it. Right, so for this line of code, it's going to tell the engine that the player hits the F key, and once you use the flashlight, it's going to take one from the battery, and when it hits 0, it's going to toggle off, and the player cannot turn it on. Right, now let's hit play to see that works. Right, if we run to a wall, okay, why is it not doing that? Something's not right. What's this? Stamina. It's not working. That should work. Oh, I see why. Looking at my reference images, you get it from the branch node, from the flashlight, player flashlight, where we just created a code for the F key for the false, from this false side of the branch. We want where we want to set it to untrue. We want to tick. We want to take that on. We want to take that and set the new visibility. Wait a minute. Hold on. I screwed up. This should not be ticked by. Right, from this flashlight on, I mixed it up. So I'll take the true side. If it's true, it's going to turn it off. If it's false, it's going to turn it on. Now we compile this again. And save it. So make sure you save each time, otherwise you're going to lose your code. Just if the engine crashes. Right, here we go. Testing this out. F. There we go. On and off. There we go. Right. So the flashlight now works. Right, we got the functionality out of the way. I'll leave a link to these reference images on the game dev website, so it's going to be updated, so it should be up by tomorrow. And now, time to do some simple follow AI. I gotta just save all this damn autosave. Project settings. No, it's not the project settings. I'll go back to edit, editor's preferences. Now from the editor, there should be loading and saving. Save content, enable autosave right there. Untick that so it doesn't show that message again. Right, so exit out there. No more autosave. Alright, so now to create this to follow AI. Oh, you know what? I just noticed for this flashlight. I'll take this one. I'm gonna turn this damn thing off. Where is it? I'm gonna figure out how to disable it. Alright, now let's create the simple follow AI. So back to our example map. We need to create some variables. So back to our third person character and our variables type. We're gonna hit add another variable. This one is gonna be called player range. And it's gonna be a float. So we're gonna switch a variable type to a float. The reason for a float is we're not working with whole numbers. Whole numbers is going to tells you what the distance from the player range, if the player is in range for the AI to follow. So we're going to compile this, and also I'll link to the reference variable, the player range variable reference on the website too. And for our player range value, we're going to set this to 10.0. Enter, and our tooltip, it's gonna do a range check to player, and we're gonna compile this again. Right, we need to create another variable. So add another variable. This one is gonna be called is in range. And this is not gonna be a float, this is gonna be a boolean. It's gonna reason for it to be a boolean, it's gonna check whether the player is in the range of the AI or not. So we're gonna compile this one. So that's right, is in range, it's gonna be a boolean. And we're gonna save it. Now, to make this AI to work, we're going to take the third person character, right click, duplicate, or press Ctrl W. We're going to name this one to AI underscore enemy. Can't do spaces because Unreal Engine doesn't allow that. It's kind of like Unity. And we're going to open up the AI enemy. If you know how to do AIs in Unreal Engine, you can do that as well. If not, I'm going to teach you the simple. Right. So we're going to delete all this code in here. Delete all this code. Because the AI does not need it. So there should be a complete. So there should be no nodes in here for the AI, except code one thing for the AI. So we're going to delete the event tick, compile, and if I hit play, it's not going to do nothing. Oh, whoops. No, I didn't do. Let's drag it in. Make sure we save everything. Alright, now we're gonna drag and drop our enemy. Oh, make sure the enemy does not have the following: the follow camera, doesn't have the flashlight. Make sure that AI doesn't have it. Get rid of those two. And now compile it. What the hell is that supposed to mean? The red line. The camera boom. Delete the camera boom as well. Hit compile. And we're going to save this one. Alright. Now let's check. And now if I hit play this time, all our AI is going to do is just idle there. It's going to idle. There's no functionality to the AI. And we didn't set up a nav mesh. So we need to set up a nav mesh. So here we go. In our modes, you can type in here look for nav mesh, which is nav mesh balance volume. Drag and drop. Just drag and drop. We're gonna scale this one. Alright, so we're gonna make it centered. So I want to test it out for future purposes. Now if we save this, I think there's a hotkey to review the, what's it, P? Can't remember that. What's the goddamn hotkey? Let me go to a quick intermission again, and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, y'all. So I have to move around, let it refresh, and press P. That's what it looks like. Alright, so now we can create the functionality. So go to our event graph. So when you add an event tick, type in event tick and drag out the pen. We want AI. We want the simple move to actor. Type in simple move to actor. You want to get player controller. You want get AI controller. Actually, you want to get it from the pawn. So get controller. Want to reference self. Alright, check it out. We want to get a reference to self. Check it out like that. There we go. And now for the goal, check out from goal. We want to get player controller. Now we need the player controller for the goal. And now we want to drag it from the return value. We want to get distance to. Once again, it would click on this right here itself, just copy and Control V it. And just drag it to other actor. Well, the target is to self. Just look at my reference image. That should be that. This should be this. There we go. Get player controller goes to other actor and the target is to self. Alright, now from the return value to get distance to. You want to truncate. Or however you want to pronounce it. You want to get that one. Because it's going to tell where it's very helpful, and it's a float to help you get distance. You want to Control C and you want to duplicate this again. So from the return value for this one, We're going to add a branch. Actually, I'm going to drag from simple move to actor. Check it out. Add a branch. Make sure we get straight from drag from condition. You want to type in float. Float. You want float greater than or equal. That should be a flip flop. Oh no, it's an integer. Check this box. You want integer. You want it less than or equal to. And drag these. Drag the first one to A. And this one to there. Alright. It's gonna check. And now from A, we want to get a reference to player range. Get player range. And drag it to. And just like that. Alright, now it's going to check whether if the player is in range or not. It's going to check whether the player is in range and see, and the AI will follow the player. So we got to make sure it's greater than, less than, or equal to check the player range. So if it's true, we're going to grab is in range. We're going to set this pose, so we're going to Control C, Control V. If it's true, drag it out from true, drag into the first set is in range. We're going to take that because the player is in range and the AI can follow. If the player is not in range, we'll reset that nav mesh. It's going to be false. So when the second set is in range, it should we'll leave this unticked. So it's going to tell the AI the player is not in range, and then you have to wait for the player to come in range. If the player is in range, it's going to follow the player. Alright, so we're going to make a comment on this one. We're going to type in AI enemy. Now, and that is the code for the simple follow AI. Alright, now if we compile this, and go to our person map, we're going to move our player out of the range, and we're going to towards that way. Now it will save everything, so we don't lose it, so we don't lose the code for it. And don't worry, I'll leave a link to the AI image. It's going to also be on the website as well. Alright, now let's go to the AI tab, and we hit the play button this time. Oh shit. Alright, if we test it now. Why is he not moving around a lot? Yep. AI moods, but we'll fix that later. Alright, I guess that's it. So we got the flashlight functionality. Later we're gonna fix the camera, put it in first person view, and so we got our AI. We got the flashlight set up. We got the functionality for the flashlight. We set up our flashlight input. We set the code for the flashlight, and we added the functionality for the player flashlight battery. So next month, on May 19th, will be the next Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. So hope you guys stay tuned. So we can cover more of the we're gonna continue with our game development. So yeah, that is simply it. So next month will be the add a true camera, first person camera, and we'll fix our flashlight for and we'll go from there. So don't forget, link to the website will be in the description, or leave it in the comments. The Nightbot is posting it. Also, these reference images that we just did for the flashlight and the AI, it will be up on the website. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you want more tutorials on Unreal Engine 4, let me know in the comments below. I'll try and do my best to cover as much as possible. But thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for all of your love and support. Also, our sponsor is brought to you by NSB Car Club, also by MVP Clothing. There'll be a video out tomorrow for this sponsor. I want to give a shout out to MVP Clothing for sponsoring the channel and live stream and sponsor for the next video. So shouts out to MVP Clothing. I'm gonna work on get a discount code. I'm gonna contact them because they had not sent me a discount code for y'all to go get 10% off on the merch. But shouts out to MVP Clothing for sponsoring the channel and the video and the stream. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.